Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today guys, we're going to be making some birria tacos. Birria de res, you know what I'm saying? We've done this before, but this is kind of a revised recipe, so check it out. So I just started off with a beef shank. That's right there in the corner. I got a beef chuck roast, and I have 4 beef short ribs. Using the beef shank because of the bone, of course, and also the marrow in it. The collagen is going to come out, which is going to help be a great thickener. Same thing for the short ribs, the bones, you know what I'm saying, they really help with the consomme, making a great stock. So with all the meat, I've already salt and peppered it up with some olive oil, and I'm just putting the roast and the shank, because they fit together, down into this pot of mine. I have a little bit of oil down there. It's a very hot pot. I'm just gonna sear it off, brown it up. Y'all know what the deal with that is, you know. It's just gonna help flavor in the long run. I always usually brown my meats when I'm doing any type of stew type whatever. So yeah, just get a pretty good sear on both of them. You know what I'm saying? You see the color on there. That's pretty much what you want. And so, you know, I just flip them back over so you guys can see how it looks on the other side. Don't be scared of, you know what I'm saying, having your pot on high heat. A little smoke ain't gonna hurt. So with the short ribs, I did not brown all sides. I really just focused on the media side, which is what I just showed you. Just after I took those out of the pot, I put these down. Only reason they wasn't all in there together is because I don't have enough room in the bottom. Don't want to crowd it, or else they won't sear right. So boom, that's what that should look like when you're done searing. You should have that nice brown, good caramelization. And yeah, so I took those out of the pot, and in the same pot, I just added some boiling hot water, about 1.5 liters or so. And then I'm gonna go in with some chicken base, kind of like bouillon, but it's actually like concentrated chicken. And so same thing, I use concentrated beef paste. I actually use twice as much of the chicken as I did the beef, just because that's the flavor that I like, or that I'm going for. So then I just whisked that into the water, and once I got that combined, I started putting my meat back into the pot. So I took all of that, it fit pretty well, and just got it nice and snug down into the pot. I'm gonna once I get it in there, I'm gonna bring it all up to the boil, just like so. You know what I'm saying? Add a little bit more water, just enough to cover it. This recipe, this is a revised recipe, so it's gonna be different than the other one. I don't want too much water to start with. So just like that, just to cover the meat. And it's gonna evaporate in a little bit, and it's not gonna be covered anymore, but that's how I wanna start off. And then once I got that covering and it's at a rapid boil, I'm going to just throw in a few bay leaves, and they're gonna pretty much stick with this meat the whole time it's cooking in that pot. All right, over to the side, I took some guajillo chilies and some ancho chilies and some arbol chilies. Each of them, except for the arbol, I cut open, took the seeds out, took the stem out, and the arbols I just chopped the top off where the stem was. That's for heat. So I use probably about 10 or 11 guajillo, about 4 or 5 ancho, and 11 arbol. If you do not like heat, arbol you should probably stray away from, especially if you don't remove the seeds. All right, so with those chilies, I took them along with some Roma tomatoes, some onion, and I put them into another pot. And I'm gonna take just a little bit of the stock from my boiling beef, and just a little bit, like 2 or 3 spoonfuls, not much, because I'm just gonna steam these chilies and the onions until they start to soften up. I'm just gonna cover it up with the lid, just like that. Boom! And I'm just gonna steam it like on medium-high heat until it starts to steam, probably about 10 to 15 minutes. And once they start to soften up like that, the steam, excuse me. And yeah, so you see they're nice and soft, getting pliable, whatever. Yeah, I wasn't trying to boil them, just trying to steam them and soften them up. I don't want them to cook and turn to mush, especially the tomatoes or anything, not right now. All right, so I'm just gonna give that a quick stir, just kind of move everything around in the pot, let that heat start to break those tomatoes down, like that. Then I'm gonna start going in with the spices. guys. So I just took some whole black pepper. For the most part, I'm gonna use some whole ingredients, but if you don't have any, ground is okay to use. Just make sure you don't use a lot of it. So you just kind of eyeball it. I use probably about quarter cup of black pepper. Probably use 1/8 of a cup of those ground cloves. This is ground allspice because I didn't have any more whole allspice seeds, and so I probably use a teaspoon of that, maybe a teaspoon and a half. The cinnamon sticks, these are pretty skinny, so I use a whole cinnamon stick, but if you have the big ones, use only about 1/4 to half of that because you don't want too much cinnamon flavor. And I'm going to use probably about 1/4 to a half cup of garlic. That's what you see me add in right here, but I did add in a little bit more. I just had to open it. And then I have some ground cumin. So with the cumin, I do get kind of heavy-handed simply because it really makes the recipe, and I feel like you can't have too much. Maybe you can't have too much, but it's kind of hard to make it too much when you're making a pretty big batch. So I just kind of go ahead and give this like kind of just a stir around in there. And so it's just not sitting on top. And then I'm going to come in with some white vinegar, probably about a quarter cup or so of that, maybe a little less. Quarter cup might be a lot. And then I'm just going to give that a stir once again, kind of get that that cumin and that allspice in there because those are the ground ingredients I use. Then I'm going to come in with a cup of water, maybe a cup and a half. You don't really need much. You're just going to let it kind of come up to a boil. Now I use my kettle, so it was already pretty much boiling when I put it in the hot pot. So I'm just pushing everything down because I'm not going to let it sit here and continue to boil. I'm just pushing everything down because I want it to really sit in that liquid. And once it's boiling heavy, I'm going to turn my stove off. And I'm just going to kind of continue the steaming process. Now I have a glass top, so it takes a while for it to stop boiling. So once it's softened up on me like that, you see the onions are pretty soft and everything, and the tomatoes are broken down. I'm just going to go into my blender with those ingredients. Now I'm not really trying to get a whole bunch of liquid here. In some of the past recipes I added more liquid, but here I'm just trying to just get mostly the tomatoes, the onions, and the chilies. And here's where you need a strong blender if you use the whole peppercorns and whole clove and everything. You don't necessarily have to have a strong blender to use those. You just have to make sure you strain it good. Otherwise, you're gonna hurt somebody's teeth. So yeah, you just have to be careful here. So I have a pretty tough blender, so it kind of grounds everything up. I start off on a low setting, then I bump it up gradually to a high setting. Maybe run it twice just to make sure everything's smooth. And then I'm just gonna come with that into my boiling pot of meat. Now granted, I never turn my meat down and I don't cover it up. I just let it boil all the way up until this point. Just a rapid boil, uncovered. And so I add that in there like that. I'm just gonna put my blade back in here and I'm just gonna add just a touch bit of water back into my blender just to get all that off the sides. You waste not, you want not. So I go there, shake that up, boom, 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 like that. And I'm just gonna go in with that liquid. Just got the rest of it. Now I'm gonna get everything a stir. Go ahead and get it incorporated. Now this is gonna be pretty thick to start with. Remember, you're still at the beginning of the recipe, so you're gonna have a few hours of boiling, and it's already pretty thick. This is what you want. Do not dilute it too much to start with. This is what you want. You see, it's already pretty thick. Once you're gonna bring it up to a high boil again, a rapid boil, and then I'm gonna go in with about 2 whole limes is what I use. You see me putting them in there, and I'm just dropping the whole lime into the pot at the rapid boil. And then I'm gonna put some salt in it because right now there's like no salt in here except for what I salted the meat at the beginning, and trust me, there's no flavor. So I didn't add a whole bunch because I'm gonna salt it again at the end, just depending. But you see how thick that is? That's only gonna reduce and get thicker. Okay, so I'm gonna cover my pot and then drop my heat down on my stovetop. You see me going down, 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 down. I'm gonna drop it down to about a medium low and really just let that meat braise and let that, it's gonna reduce. Even though I'm gonna cover the pot up like that, it's still gonna reduce down. So I'll let that go for about 3-4 hours. All right, guys, so I'm back. You see I've taken the meat out and this is the liquid that's left. So it has meat pieces in there, and it's pretty thick. So, you know, this is the meat. You see the bone, all that will slide right off the bone, guys. Like, it's very tender, super tender. And right now I'm just gonna take this liquid, gonna strain it. Boom. You see that? You see that? Yeah. All that extra meat that was just, you know, useless was all it's been removed, and so that's more of a clear, smoother broth. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring this up into a boil again. You know, I'm gonna increase my heat, bring it up to a high boil, because what this is gonna do is it's gonna cause all the fat to go to the top, which is what you want. And so once it started boiling, I turned it right back down, let it cool all the way down, and the grease settled on top. See, I'm gonna need this grease for my tacos. So with that being said, here I have a fat separator. You don't necessarily have to have one of these. It just has a hole at the bottom to allow you to separate, like, you know, drippings from fat. And so I skimmed all that off the top and put it inside my fat separator. And you see I got a little bit of extra of the consomme on the bottom, the part that's not really greasy. I'm just gonna squeeze that button, that trigger on the side, and that's just gonna let all that back down in there so that I just have the fat that I skimmed off the top. Now granted, you can just skim the fat off the top. Once you bring it to a boil, it's gonna settle. It doesn't really matter if you have anything extra. But I do like to separate that just so I can have straight, you know, oil and from the consomme whenever I go to fry my tacos. It keeps them from getting soggy, and it makes it just a better experience. All right, so this is the meat and separated from the bones, and so you see that's from the short ribs, just that flabby whatever part. You don't need that. So just look at that. Ooh wee! All right, guys. So now I'm gonna go and start making my tacos. I just use my fat separator to drop the grease in there. You can just spoon it out. Ain't gotta be nothing special. Just how I did it. And so you want to make sure your pan is pretty hot. Mine wasn't hot enough, that's why I kind of waited. So that's how hot you want it. You want it kind of screaming hot, just not all the way up, because you don't want to burn anything. But you definitely want that corn tortilla to fry. So I'm going on here with a little bit of the mozzarella cheese and some quesadilla cheese. Mozzarella for like a stretch, and the quesadilla for more of a melt. So I'm taking my my birria, my meat, and I'm just going ahead and just putting it on one side. You put the cheese all around, put the meat on one side. That helps you close it. You know what I'm saying? I'm show you in just a minute exactly what I mean by that, because you put weight. The weight from the meat being on one side is going to allow you to be able to close it a lot easier. And make sure you use a spatula. It just makes it boom. See that? It's like the meat stuck to the cheese stuck to the shell. So then whenever you got ready to flip it, it pulled it on over. You didn't have to worry about anything. And you can always just push the taco against the side of the pan if your meat and fillings start to come out, and you can just tamp it back in. I didn't really do that right here, but that's a real easy trick to do if it's just kind of starting to pour out. So I'm just gonna flip it, boom. It's always best to make sure you have some extra oil in the pan, because that's what gets your shell crispy. And so pretty much that's just how I made it, guys. Make sure you don't boil your limes the whole time in your consomme. Remove them after about the first 30 to 45 minutes. Otherwise, it could make your consomme bitter. I did mean to tell you that step. But this is the finished product, guys. It was absolutely delicious. Y'all seen this before. I just garnished with a little bit of red onion and cilantro, some lime juice, or lime itself. And so yeah, this is, like I said, this is great. Just a revised recipe, and I hope to see you guys in the mukbang. Yeah. All right, y'all. So before we jump in this video, there's something very important that we forgot to mention in the video. This video will be the first of 4. We're gonna be doing a series called 4 Days, 4 Ways Taco Series by #TheCannons. We're gonna be doing 4 different taco types each day of this week, Tuesday, which is tonight, through Friday. So forgot to mention that. Totally slipped our minds. Had a lot going on yesterday, so we do apologize, but we don't want to put it in the title and nobody be confused. So remember, this is going to be the first of 4 days, 4 ways taco series by #TheCannons. Each day we're going to be coming at you with a different form of taco. So look forward to that for the rest of the week. Alright, now it's time to get in this mukbang. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm AJ. This is Danny and we're hashtag the Canon CCTV. Alright guys, welcome back to our eating show. Alright guys, we're back today with another mukbang, and today guys we'll be having some birria tacos. We got some birria tacos in the building guys. I will put the recipe for these at the beginning of the video just so you can see exactly how I made them. Y'all know the vibes, y'all know we gets down with the birria over here and I really love it. So Dan's gonna hit you with a couple things and then we're gonna eat.
If this is your first time on our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and after hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload, and give this video a thumbs up, like.
That's right, hit that button.
Hit that bell.
Hit that
bell. No, Ricky.
Make sure you become part of the family, guys. Remember, hashtag grow, baby, grow. We're moving closer to our goal of 50,000 subscribers, guys. We just hit 30K. Woo-hoo. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the family, guys. Really means a lot to us, and you know, our growth is your growth. So pat yourself on the back, say we growing, we growing. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pray so that we can eat. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we ask that you bless this food, Lord. Let it be nourishing for our bodies, and bless those who are less fortunate. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Whew, guys, I'm so ready for these tacos. Now, I really hate that we have to set up and everything, because if you get these jokers hot off the press, they crispy. Oh my Lord. But yeah, so I'm getting to this first one, you know.
Learning.
So, I know how well you saw that. Excuse me. Y'all know how that dip go.
Dip, baby, dip.
The dip. The little lime. Ooh, yeah.
I done got rid of my lime. I dipped it in the apple.
Who made these tacos? I'd slap whoever made these tacos.
Might as well slap yourself.
Oh.
No, you didn't.
I deserved it.
You know, this tastes like Khalifa's, the broth.
Be honest. This time or last time?
I think I'm gonna go with this time.
It's getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna start selling them for real. That is 251.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Got some Sierra Mist, y'all. Sierra Mist Zero Sugar.
Sarah. Mm-hmm.
Come on. Bump that shirt on you. I feel like I get the coldness with the just when I sip it. I don't want my onions to disappear. Let me see.
Oh, now we're gone. Throw it after. so good. I feel like I eat too many.
The meat is fine. Little part where the cheese hit the pan. You got all crispy. Hey. How was your day?
Oh shit.
I love a little open. Well, it ain't open, but I got a little. I had nicked myself earlier and didn't really bleed, but if anything gets on it, I feel it.
That's always the worst. Worst.
And that was just acid that just touched it. So imagine that.
You ever have paper cut? You put some dumb German on.
Yeah.
The fire.
Also, y'all, it's really lime heavy, but also the red onions I diced up, I soaked them in lime juice and salt. Oh, it's fine. Might as well take this straw out here. It's annoying.
Give me these little onions. Breath gonna be hurt.
This consomme is on point. Man, listen. But I was going to how your day went today.
Oh man. I was tired for some reason. Besides that, it was good. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you asking. How was your day?
Adventurous.
Adventurous?
Well, with it being my off day and everything, I anticipated doing what I had to do, take care of a couple things, get back to the house, chill out. Well, kind of ended up being a little extended, but it was just like crazy stuff going on, like, and then it was like people driving like crazy today, like with nobody at work. Apparently everybody was off work. Everybody except for Daniel.
Hey!
But, so I left Walmart, and if you know, coming out from the Walmart that I go to, there's a Chick-fil-A there. So, I'm pulling, I'm coming out like, when you leave Walmart, you can come out the backside and then go out the and exit that's right beside the Chick-fil-A parking lot. Now, usually they have this entrance to the Chick-fil-A blocked off with cones, and you have to go around the backside. This time, it was open. So, I'm coming up, you go through a stop sign, and to get out that way, you wait a stop sign and go. So I'm pulling up, about to pass that little entryway to Chick-fil-A. This girl is about to come out. Now, naturally, I assume she sees me because guess who has the right of way? I do, because I'm currently in motion, and she's exiting from a building. She never looks my way. Why she doesn't look my way is beyond me, because guess what? She's turning my way. So she's coming out like this. She looks to the right at the highway, which I'm headed toward, and then she just does like this. So then I'm like, hey, because I'm literally like right there, like almost collision, and I was gonna hit her in the door now. Now she might have been all right because she was driving something big, but that would have been bad. So I'm just like, "Brr, brr, brr, brr." And you know, usually when stuff like that happen, it really just gets in my soul. Expletive. That's what comes out. But she looked and was like, she's like, you can see her. She like she had a horse. She on brakes. And then she did this nose. She was like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, and then she was like, like that's how she looked at. I was like, she was like, I was like, well, that right there alone kind of made me laugh. I just kind of like wanted to, you know, you stupid. But you want to say it, but I was like, that dumb look on her face is enough. Like, she didn't even look back at me. And I'm just like, girl, you want that Chick-fil-A bad, don't you? I sometimes get intoxicated by the smell of Chick-fil-A myself. But I don't about wreck my car trying to get to where I'm going with it. And so, like...
That Chick-fil-A can wait.
Yeah, that was that. And so, I left there, handled a couple things, and then I came back home briefly. And then when I left back out, right down the hill behind our units or whatever, there's like an open area. It's like a sidewalk and stuff like that. Now, I'm usually when I see somebody with a cart, I just think maybe they're homeless or whatever, and they're walking with a cart and they got stuff in it. And so, you know how like you ride and you see something, and you know, you kind of glance and you like, I'm driving, so that ain't what I thought it was. But it was a girl or a guy, but I'm thinking it's a girl, pushing the cart. But I'll keep closing my eyes because it looked like she had a blindfold on.
AJ.
And so, you know, like I said, you look.
Not a blindfold.
You know how you look and you think you see something, you like, why would she have a blindfold on pushing a cart in the middle of the daytime? Like, that's crazy. And so, you know, it's a stoplight right there. Like, if you're going toward, like, you know, where it splits between, like, to go to Grove and to go. So, like, it's a stoplight. So I came to the stoplight. And I look over again. It's like the doubt just needed to be removed. Like, it was meant to be removed from my head that was a blindfold. Because immediately she like bumps right into, I don't know, it's a fire hydrant or some kind of fixture that was on the sidewalk. She like, dum, 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 and that car was like, dum, dum, dum. I was like, oh shit. Why did she got a blindfold on?
Bird box.
All right, I said, this is the Bird Box challenge or something like that. I'm like, what are you doing? I said, does somebody know something I don't know? Do I need?
Honey, I put my blindfold on right now. I wouldn't last long though. I wouldn't. I'd take it off.
And
I couldn't do it.
Then next thing you know, like I'm just like, I was like, okay. And then I get another, and then I keep getting notifications on my phone every time I turn around. It seems like every time I'm on the way to the grocery store, I get a notification about something being recalled due to cancer-causing chemicals. That's what it was this time. I forgot what it was that quick, but usually it'd be like what they recall, a bunch of onions. It keep being onions, and you'll see.
And we got them.
I keep buying onions, but I keep looking at the stores though and see which ones. But it's just crazy. Like the day was just so nuts. Like it was just nuts. So and then y'all, when I got to Walmart, because I had to go back to Walmart, but I went to a different one, the one that's close to my house. When I went back to Walmart, there was no carts, which Danielle said. The other night.
Where my picture at?
She went. Now she picked up a box.
Cause I'm not carrying that.
And was carrying around the store. I was not about to do that. So, all right, listen. I'm in the thick of the day now. I'm already, that relaxation look like it's out the window. Instead of starting my shopping immediately, because I ain't got no cart and I plan on getting a lot of stuff. So I was like, at least a lot of little stuff, like, So what I did was, I went on the hunt for a cart. I literally had no reason to go toward the middle store. It was all grocery. I went straight over in the middle store. I walked through the men's clothing section. I came out, and I walked past the women's or whatever. I'm like looking, and then I'm starting to notice that's where all the carts is. All the employees got them.
That's who had them the other night, and I about took one.
But see, I'm like, dang. I said, why don't y'all have floats?
I was just about to say, a float or something.
But so like, so this is the funny part, because that's what I noticed. I picked up on it, Cause this one employee and looked like she in women's clothing had two. She had two. She had one loaded up with something, and she had the other one something else. Then I noticed, like, I'm like looking around, like I almost went and got one of hers, but then she came waltzing back over there. So I was like, okay. So I'm walking. I'm just looking for an empty cart. Cause a lot of times in Walmart, if you don't have a cart, you can find an empty one somewhere. And so I got to like. And electronics and shoes. I'm looking over there, shoes like by the baby stuff. And I see two carts and shoes. One got more. One is loaded with shoes. The other one it's obviously like somebody's working with that cart because it has a bag tied at the end of it. Like they putting all like garbage into it. Like I stood there. So I was scoping. I said, I ain't got nothing but time, so I stood there. And I'm looking. I'm waiting on the employee. I'm looking around, trying to see where the shoes person is. Looking for a vest. I keep seeing old girl in the women's. She ain't going nowhere with her carts. And so I stood there for a minute. I kind of like walked back and forth, just scoping. Man, after I was comfortable, I said, I'm taking one of these carts. I went over there. I got that trash bag, man. I felt like I was James Bond. I was like, trying to unlock the code, and I couldn't get that knot out, and I was just about to rip it. I was like, but you had it on the top. And I finally got that junk, I let it free. I took it, slung that junk over there at the other cart. Then I took them shoes up by the handful. It was like some that was like just free that come on the hangers, and then some was in boxes. I took the ones that was free. I threw them over there, and I grabbed that box, man. I booked out of there. Now the whole time I'm not nervous, but something about walking away with something you know you probably
I shouldn't have took.
It was like my heart started racing. I was gone, boy. I was gone.
Foolish.
I was like, listen, I don't know if that's unethical or whatever. I said, but I can be a little shitty sometimes.
I was over there looking for a cart and I couldn't find one. I had to use that paper towel box.
Okay, from somebody who did not care was me, and I still don't care because I had no cart and I needed a cart. And that's, you know, at the end of the day, if I walk out of there, that's less money at the store getting. Now, do I think Walmart need my individual dime? No. But
there are folks out here stealing from Walmart.
At the end of the day, the employee that's card that was, you know, people spending money at the store.
I don't know why they got to use cards.
Now,
I don't get that. Why you can't use a float?
I've seen it. You know, I used to work at Walmart.
Yes, you did.
I've seen it. They do, but it's like not that many. Like I was looking over the store. It's all these employees have carts everywhere. I'm like, dang. Now, granted.
Now, when I came, I don't know if you did, but when I parked, I didn't really look over there to see if
right. That's what I'm saying.
there was some outside.
Now I know it was probably some outside, but
I don't think it was that many because
But I saw at least 6 or 7 that was being helped by employees.
Over here taking them up.
I was walking around there putting everything in the cart with shoe trash.
If y'all have Discovery Plus, go look at the Soul Food Cook-Off. It ain't but 2 episodes right now, but
yeah, great soul food cook-off.
Yes, we enjoyed it. I think it made me happy because you know our culture isn't really broadcasted like that on TV.
And it's literally like an all-black cooking show.
Yeah, everybody, the judges, everybody. And then I think you fell asleep on that last little episode, but they was in there, Jackie, they was crying.
Crying for what? I told you I'm sick of it.
What? People crying?
On these competition shows.
Because the boy said he lost his parents in the same week. Like his mama died from COVID, and then his dad, it was just too much for his heart.
I thought you were saying because somebody went home and stuff like that.
Oh, no, you over here talking about that chocolate shit.
We ain't even got to the first episode. You ain't even got to sit home and she over there crying. Shut up.
AJ also does not like the kids baking championship because y'all know how kids are like irrational. Like they just...
I don't like any kids cooking shows. Any competition cooking shows.
I like watching them.
Because they don't know how to handle the pressure.
AJ don't like when they mess up and instead of trying to recover from the state they're in, it's automatic throw this thing out. Like,
which is expected from kids, they're children. So that's why I don't like watching, because I'm like, oh, here we go. They be back. Somebody.
They throw it out and then cry.
Somebody gonna break down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
Now they be having some tough kids.
Yeah,
Some intelligent kids.
good.
You know, some their parents probably done coached them on, you know. And some of them kids just can't handle the pressure.
Let me tell you something.
They think they can. Yeah, at the end of the day.
If 6-year-old Daniel got in that kitchen, honey, I'd have burnt everybody.
Which is understandable though, because some of those competitions though, you have full-on adults that break down.
Right.
So you gotta, you can only expect if that person get to an adult, you already know to get to a child.
I think the worst have to be actually the dessert competitions, like the holiday wars and the gingerbread and the cake wars and stuff, because you can sit here and get all the way to the end, and if the integrity of your structure is not, intact, you be sitting there judging and pieces of cake is falling off, I would lose it.
And it's really bad because
it for me.
You know what I'm saying? Once you assemble, if it's something that's not built to hold that weight, then it's just time. Because, you know what I'm saying, you don't know why are you making it, but once it's all together and then it's going to be judged, it's been sitting there, and then time and gravity is just working away. So we watched one and it's just chunks just start while they were judging.
I would have been like, please hurry up and judge this because it's about to fall. Hurry up. Taste it.
I told her I could not go on something like Master Chef. I couldn't do it. It's not for me, let me tell you. I could do it. But I'll be in there shaking. I'll be so nervous, man. I'll be done peeing my pants. I don't know my first name. I'll be done put wrong ingredients, you know what I'm saying? I would have messed everything up.
I don't think any competition that is shown on the TV is good for me. It's even like with the singing. Like at one point in my life, I think
I'd rather go through a singing competition than a cooking competition.
I would too.
Because
it's more natural.
I cook, but that's a lot of pressure, man. I don't know. It's just something about being in the kitchen, especially under a time clock. Like I don't see how people do it on chops because I would lose my mind.
And they be getting weird items like
the judges.
Radishes and rhubarb. What am I supposed to do?
You have the judges go through that, and then some of them be like crazy when the time. I can't do it. I be in there, oh Lord.
Crazy as a bat hanging. But yeah, I couldn't do the singing ones.
Then I don't have nobody to yell at me. I need somebody. I need Danielle to come in and say, "Get your black ass up."
I don't talk like that. Sparkle, sparkle. Ting, ting. I don't do that.
I need
AJ made me cuss at him on Facebook the other day.
He didn't cuss.
Is that not a cuss word?
I don't think bastard is a cuss word. Bastard is not a cuss word.
I'm a little. But anyway, y'all used to wear these little boots all the time. All the time. And AJ.
I hated them boots. I hated them damn.
Go put me out on Facebook about the boot.
I hated
I'm
them
just
boots.
like.
Them boots was
They was not bothering me.
They was like, then they looked like they been rained on this.
I lived in a rainy place.
You and Miss Glavin was stinking leather. Smelling up the joint.
Don't you? You ain't gonna put me in there with Miss Glasper with that that leather coat stinking.
She be there looking like Blade with that rained on coat smelling. God almighty. I hated them boots, y'all. And then she used to wear them with leggings. I call her Puss in Boots. I said, all you need is a sword and a cap, boy. You be going around.
It says it depends on who you ask.
Stopping the forces of darkness.
Hey!
Good God.
My sword. I don't do good with shoes. Like if I had to, what is like something that you don't, as far as clothing, that you don't really care about, I guess. Like you spend the least amount of money on. Mine is shoes while we wait for him. I don't
know.
I know I should spend more money on my shoes because these are my feet. Reasons why I had corns for my teenage years.
I think it's jeans and pants. I think it always has been. I don't think it's that I don't care about them, but I think I would buy more shirts. More, and I've always done that. I feel like even if I have a lot of jeans and pants, I always have way less than I do shirts and stuff. Like I feel like you can kind of put pants and jeans in rotation,
right?
With just as long as they're not super elaborate, and then you kind of switch up the shirts and stuff with them. People don't even know. You don't even notice. You know, you switch up the shirt and shoes with them. You don't even notice you got the same pants.
And the worst part is that I don't like to spend money on shoes. But when I look at people, that is one of the first things I look at.
Oh yeah,
is they shoes.
That's everybody.
And they teeth. But I don't know why.
That's everybody.
I don't know why I don't care about shoes like that.
That's everybody. Everybody looks at shoes first.
I don't know.
But the funny thing is, you know, some people out here getting judged by their shoes and they make more money than.
Okay, out here with overalls and muddy boots.
It's some dude
So you was talking about my boots and I.
Okay, well, in that case it fit. You know, I hated them boots. You was a puss in boots.
No, I wasn't. Why would you call me that?
And you was working at CVS, so it's not like you was out here like
For
you was
some
Oprah.
reason, I don't remember. Shut up.
If Oprah wore them boots, then guess
you
what?
do CVS. I do. For some reason, I half remember these shoes. I do, but I don't. I remember them more before I moved there.
Ugh. Then they was kind of like flare open, like at the top. I hated them things.
Yeah, open.
Just wrong.
I'm gonna go get some.
Huh?
I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna put them on.
Then we put them on with them leggings. Yeah, if you don't take the leggings off. I hated that. I hated that. It was so bad, y'all.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
It was so bad.
Don't you do it. Don't you even do it.
I'm getting Birria drunk.
Okay. I need to save this for a noodle.
I know, right? You gotta remember to dilute it a little bit. Because once you start boiling again, you concentrate a little bit more, then you have a salt party.
Which I don't want. No salt party.
So thank y'all for joining us today. We really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, guys, please become a member of the family. Hit that subscribe button. Also, give this video a thumbs up. It don't cost a thing. Just hit that thumbs up button. And guys, remember, drop a comment down below so we can interact with you in the comment section. Show you some love like you show us the love. And guys, also remember to share the video. The most important thing, share the video with our family. Because sharing is caring. Care about us, so we can grow. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all, you got anything else in here?